Okay. Now I'm filming this with a GoPro, so I can't see what the camera is seeing. So excuse me if it's not lined up correctly. Oh, these are some other hardware bits. These are the M5 turnbuckles from RC4 driver. They're the biggest I could get. They're pretty neat. So that's for the rear. Now this, at the moment, I'm building this as a 4x6 instead of a 6x6 because it's supposed to be a really old truck. So that one's going about there. That one's going about there. And this is, I'll get the tyres. Right. This, you've got to use your imagination with this. So if you're not a visual person, it will kind of look ridiculous. But this will give you an idea of the footprint that I'm looking for. Oh shoot. These things are going to go rolling everywhere. It should be, let me just stop those rolling away. It will be something like this, right? That's the width. That I brought, these axles are the RC4 drive worm axles. I've made these little attachments to go here. These are 25:1 reduction ratio. The reason I brought these is because they lock. When you don't have power on, they don't go nowhere. And when I first came up with the idea of doing this truck, I was going to use it as a tow truck or a utility vehicle for the trail trucks that we run. So I wanted, when this thing wasn't moving, I didn't want it to roll. So I went for these. The front wheels are about here. I don't know if you can see that in camera. This is really not working very well at all. So, front, first set of axles, second set of drive axles will be about there. I don't have any more tyres floating around, but you get the idea. Here, 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 and fat tyres on the front. They all will be approximately lined up like that. If you can see this in the camera, this indicates the cab, the truck cab, and these are the two rails of the chassis that are going to go, and these are going to be mounted to. At the moment, I'm planning on putting a transfer case between these two instead of running through here like that. I may or may not do that, we'll see. Because it's a 4x6, I thought the steering would, with all this rubber here, it would just sledge when I tried to steer, so that's why I went for a rear steer, and that's why these axles are so far apart, hold on, so that it will allow a little bit of this. I don't know if it's going to work, it might bind up because of these wound drives, I don't know. I'm making this shit up as I go along. So if any of you guys that have built trucks and 6x6 and that sort of thing have any tips for me, I'm keen to hear them. So that's it. That's Project Fatbetty, and yeah, hopefully I can actually turn this into something quite cool. The cab will be a homemade steel cab, out of mild sheet steel. It's going to have, it's going to look like a 40s to 50s military trucks, sort of GMC or Studebaker or the Russian ones. You know, it's not going to be anything in particular. It's just going to be a cool old truck with split front window screens and things like that, opening doors hopefully, but we'll see how we go. So you can see that the size will, this will be the approximate size here of the truck. It'll be, I'm not too sure what it will be, maybe about 2 foot long, 1.5 maybe, and I don't know what scale it is. I'm not too interested in that. It'll be what it will be. So this has been my introduction to Project Fatbetty, and I might have some more videos to put up on YouTube and RC Sparks. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Any suggestions you have, I'm happy to hear them. At the moment, because the idea of the drive chain, I don't know. I think currently I'm going to have this here, a transfer case here, and then going along here will be another long axle drive shaft, to the motor, and in here in the front, and that will be a AX10 transmission, and that's what I'm going to drive the PTO off out the front. Also, with the transmission later on, if it works and all that sort of stuff, I might buy a dig unit so that I can disengage either the drive chain or the PTO, but for now it's going to be full-time PTO. And once I've built the truck as a utility vehicle, it's going to be pretty basic. To me, this is like my version of Thunderbird 2, if you know what that is. And I'm just going to add utilities onto this. I plan on adding a kind of a crane thing, also a trailer and all that sort of jazz. So anything I can come up with to put on this thing, I will. And that's actually, this here is off of an old angle grinder. It burnt the bearings out where the motor is, so I salvaged this out. This here will end up being like a turntable, and I can slew like a crane that can sit on the back like that. So at the moment I'm just looking around for different large spurs that I can put on here to get my little crane unit to slew backwards and forwards like that. I was in the hobby shop the other day and seen some quite large spur gears that look like they come from helicopters. So I just got to find out what pitch they are and what kind of pinion to use, and I reckon that might work. So yeah, see you on the forums. Thanks for watching.